Hey guys, it's your girl Leisha. It's 2:29 a.m. Eastern time, and as you can tell in my voice, I probably should be asleep. But you know, when you have something like on your mind and you have to get it out, and I wanted to record it because it's been festering in me all day, and so I wanted to share it with you. And hopefully you're asleep and you watch this in the morning. At any rate, I just got back in town uh, yesterday, I guess now, from a whirlwind of trips. Was in Atlanta during the Stellar Award things, and then this past week I was in Miami for the Gospel Industry Network National Conference. And both were amazing. I've got to give you a whole nother commentary about some things that I learned about the industry and about myself in those settings. But in Miami at the GIN Gospel Industry Network, I was on a panel and we were talking about commanding the stage. We did a lot of talking about kind of the preparation before you even get on the stage. But um, and since the panel, I've just had a lot of ideas just kind of flooding. I had some ideas that we were going to talk about. We didn't get to them. And so I just wanted to put it out there. So you guys had it, and it was out of my brain and out here. And hopefully, you can gain something from it. I gave a little short synopsis of how I feel about people. It's a lot, and that's going to be part of the story about this past 9 days. Because, yeah, but I'm not normally an out front person. I like to be behind the scenes, and one thing I understand, though, is that I'm being put in places where I have to speak with authority because I have a lot to say. I know a lot of things. And so my thought process about commanding the stage and something that I utilize um, are these 3 points. So I'm giving you my 3 points in a poem. And feel free to say stuff. I don't even know what platforms I'm on right now and where to see it. I'm sure there's a chat somewhere. I just don't know how to use it. Listen, I told you it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 something. So thank you for watching and hanging out with me. But when you are doing anything, whether you are in music or a photographer or whatever you do, when you're on a stage and you want to command the stage, you want to be the authority in that space. There are 3 points that I want to hit, and then I'll quit it. So, the three things that you need when commanding the stage are the presence, your presence, and being present. So, the presence that invokes the power of God through prayer, planning, and position. If you are a believer, then, and that is the position I'm coming from right now, is you need God and you need prayer. You need a higher power. If you know God is not your thing, whatever the higher power is, I'm not yucking anybody's yum, but you need. You need prayer. It is absolutely necessary and needed um, in this space and place. Prayer is definitely needed. Um, so you start by invoking the presence through prayer, and then you got to plan whatever it is you're going to talk about, sing about, act, do. You've got to plan it. You've got to make sure that you have a plan in place. Sometimes you have to wing it. Most times you don't have to. You can create a plan that will help you be organized when you do a thing, whatever that thing is. And then position, you know, understanding what you're doing, where you're going to be. So, kind of understanding your audience and what aspect you're going to come from. If you're a hip hop artist and you're going to uh, uh, um, a quiet church, then, you might want to change the songs. Or if you are a photographer and they don't allow flash in there, then how are you going to take the pictures effectively? Going into planning and position, just understanding what you have to do and how you have to do it in the place you're going to do it. Hopefully that makes sense. Then, so we talked about the presence. Now let's talk about your presence. And that thing that we talked about a whole bunch during the session there at Jen. You should have been there. It was great. Amazing panelists. Shout out to Latricia Lofton Russell, Erica J, Miss Erica J, and Earl Bynum. I had a great panel there on Tuesday afternoon. But your presence is about impudence, which is audacity, image, and impact. So just having the audacity to do the thing, having the confidence to do what you've learned about doing or studied to do, or just is naturally given to you, having the audacity to do it and the confidence to do it. And then what you look like. You can't look like whatever and think that people are going to buy in or tie into what it is that you're doing or selling or showing. You have to look the part. And then impact. What do you want the audience to leave with once you're done doing whatever it is you're doing? What impact do you want to make on the people around you? Make sense? All right. So we talked about the presence, invoking the power of God through prayer, planning, and position. We talked about your presence, about impudence, image, and impact. And the third point is being present. Being present is about contributing, connecting, and cultivating. I can speak. It's 2:30 in the morning though. But anyway. So being present starts with contributing. So, again, making sure what you're bringing to the table is right for the people in front of you. That's very important. When you command the stage, you can be on stage shouting all loud, but that might not be what your audience needs. You might be a quiet person like I am, and most times it depends on who I'm talking to, but making sure that whatever you're saying, whatever you're doing is adding value to the space that you're in, the stage that you're on, to the audience that you're speaking to, singing to, performing, whatever, to. Contributing, connecting, engage your audience. If it's something where there can be some banter, do some banter. If there's something where you're singing, look at them, look them in the eye. Some singers close their eyes all the time. You can't do that all the time. You got to look at them. You got to, see if they're feeling what you're saying, because, you might need to switch it up. You might need to change some things. And then once you're done, how do you foster those relationships? How do you cultivate those relationships afterwards? So just my few thoughts. I just wanted to say it real quickly because it's been going on in my head, and I wanted to make sure I got it out and shared it with anyone who would listen at 2:30 in the morning. So when we're talking about commanding the stage, we're talking about the presence, invoking the power of God through prayer, planning, and position. Your presence, and it's about impudence or audacity, image and impact, and then being present, contributing, connecting, and cultivating. And hopefully this will help you in whatever stage you're on, whatever place you're in, and whatever industry you're in. It will help you to be who you're called to be, who you're supposed to be, and be able to walk into that place confidently, knowing that this is where you're supposed to be. All right. Just wanted to share that. You guys have an amazing morning. And we will talk later. Bye, y'all.